Second up to play is going to be Kenny Elbury.
Wouldn't be the first time I've heard my last name butchered. It is Ellerby, for those of you who don't know. Thank you very much for tuning in to my YouTube channel. It's your boy Kenny Cat, and we are going to go through my opening round with the Phoenix City Am. This wasn't one of the best rounds that I've had, and it was actually pretty disappointing, but I figured in all fairness, it'd be nice to show you all down that lens to kind of level set and really show you what competitive golf looked like for, a single-digit handicap. So let's get started. 541-yard par 5 to start off. I was feeling juiced and amped up, and I absolutely laced this one straight down the center left of the fairway.
Healed it, but that'll work. Get up there.
Had about 250-ish plus to the center of the green here. 3-wood would have probably got me there, but didn't hit it well. A little bit of a flip wedge and knocked this one to about maybe 10, 12 feet under the pin.
I think that's decent. I think that's decent.
Missed this one by about a foot left, but it was nice to get the round started off with a easy par, and obviously played this hole pretty textbook, even with a misstruck 3-wood. This is a blind par 3 over the hill, but as long as you hit your number and aim towards the center of the green, I knew the fade would work back towards the pin. And as we get up there, I ended up with a 20, 25-foot outside look for birdie. Wasn't able to convert this one, but pretty simple 2-putt tap-in par.
It's 3. Oh, that's flared.
Yeah, I blasted this one a mile right, just up the face open, and ended up hitting it onto the other fairway of another hole. And for some odd reason, I thought that I'd be able to get over this tree with a 7-iron. Got lucky and hit it through the smallest gap ever imaginable, and it actually just worked out.
That was risky. Oh, that's just left. That is not where you wanted to throw that, Kenny.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even hole 3 and I'm already over here fist bumping. Like, just doing too much. And this is what happens when you get too much ego and golf gets ahead of you. I'm just posing on this shot. It was a good shot, but I'm just feeling way too good and not staying focused, twirling clubs over here. I got away with a good par save on the other hole. So I'm kind of feeling myself and going through the paces. I can tell by my walk and my attitude that I'm feeling pretty good about what I'm doing. I'm making these 4 and 5 footers, so I'm feeling good. And I hit absolutely a fantastic drive on this hole. I'm talking about maybe probably had this 35, 40 yards just short of the green.
Oh. Sit. It's okay, Kenny. It's okay. Stay on the green. Stay on the green.
Straight up bladed this over the green to the backside. And that's what happens when you lose your focus and then you do something like that.
How did I...
Didn't read my lie, or I did read my lie and tried to get too cute with it, and I just should have trapped this the first time. Trapped it there and ended up just shooting it again over the green. And we are now going from bad to much, much, much worse very quickly. And that's how fast golf creeps up on you. You think you're the shit twirling clubs a hole earlier, and before you know it, you're making a double bogey. A double bogey from 36 yards short of the green after lacing a drive. Onto this one. I think I hit a pretty good drive here. I think this line was a little ambitious just because where this leaves the ball doesn't really quite give you a good lie to approach the green. So I'm in the exact same situation as before, and I end up catching this one just a bit heavy.
Go. Huh. Nope.
Now, I know you're not supposed to let this bother you, but I can clearly see this is starting to frustrate me, and a ticking time bomb is already lit. I hit this 5-wood almost too perfect, and there's a bunker that's about 260-ish that starts on this particular fairway, and I almost went into it and ended up in this kind of like scrappy area here, but it worked out. And my wedges this day just were not on. Like, I was catching them heavy, fat, thin, and just not hitting the correct number in the right distance with wedges.
Oh, that's got to sit. Hit the flag. Mm. What a good roll.
I don't practice too many 60-plus footer putts, but I mean, like, 3 putts happen when sometimes you hit it from 60 feet. I blame that on the wedge. Another weak drive out to the right here. This is a long hole, 427 yards. Like, you got to really hit a good drive to not have pretty much 200 into this one. Unfortunately, I still had about 180 some odd yards in. Took a 6-iron out of the sand or out of the wood chips.
Oh, what a strike.
And even though I slipped, I actually caught this one pretty good and put myself in position to get this up and down.
Oh, that's a pretty good shot, Kenny.
And yes, I talk to myself in the third person while I'm golfing. Y'all can judge me if you want, but you do what makes you happy.
Good shot, though. Good shot. Nope. Doesn't turn. Just does not turn.
Just a straightforward misread. I could have sworn this putt was going to come right to left because the green is pretty sloped, but it didn't. On to the 18th hole, which is the 10th hole for us, so the 9th hole for me. And I just wiped this drive really far right. Haven't hit too many of those today, but for whatever reason, it just really wiped far right and ended up in this really terrible spot. And I almost hit this into the people on tee box number 1. It was that bad. Like, this has to probably be maybe 70 yards right of where I was even trying to miss this ball. I think that was the most frustrating part of the day. I just could not hit a wedge to save my life. My field wedges didn't feel right. My chip wedges didn't feel right. I was just, the contact was just inconsistent. And some days you're just going to have that. And I'm struggling to make pars on what should be straightforward par 5s. Get out of the front 9 with a 5 over and just absolutely just chaos on the last like 4 or 5 holes. And I'm not making excuses here. I played like crap because I clearly was unfocused and played like crap. But this was one of the first hot days of the year. I think it was about 110, maybe 108 degrees out. And we have been waiting for this tee box to clear because they were starting other people off the front 9. We had been waiting to clear for about 25, 30 minutes, and I was just kind of sitting in the shade. But as I get through this round, I started to realize that I was really struggling with dehydration. And being dehydrated in the desert is just one of those things that, like, once you notice it, there's not really much you can do about it other than try to hydrate and hope that your body will push through. And it's going to get a little messy on this back 9 of the round.
I knew it was predetermined.
One of my favorite par 3s. I had a 7-iron. The wind was a little bit down, so I was just hoping that it wouldn't go long, and hit an absolute beautiful shot here to about 6-7 feet. Sloping left to right, read it pretty good, and ended up making the birdie. Occasionally a blind squirrel finds a nut, at least, twice a day, or how that saying goes. Broken clock, twice a day. You get the point.
Oh, that's right.
This drive was a little bit leaky, but at 567 yards, I wasn't getting home in 2, even with my best drive of the day. This ball was a little bit above my feet, and I just stone cold topped it. Like, not the most glamorous thing, doesn't happen all the time, but hey, like, just flat out topped it. I had a 3/4 wedge in here, which should have been able to go 100 yards. I think I pulled a little bit off of it, ended up short. Again, just struggling with the wedges all day. But fortunately, when God closes the front door, he sometimes opens a window, and I could still chip this thing close enough to make a par.
Good five.
As I'm looking back on this hole, I genuinely do not remember what happened here. This is probably, I started to see like the little sparkly stars as I was bending down to pick up putts, and I knew I was like feeling a little bit dehydrated. I genuinely don't remember this hole. I hit it left out of this bunker into another bunker, and then I think I bladed that shot out of the bunker over the backside of the green. All I know is I made a 6 here, and it was just ugly. Like, hit it out long, had a long putt through the fringe, and I'm being 100% honest with you, I do not remember this hole at all, even as I go through the video evidence and narrating it. So, made a 6. Now this hole, I vividly remember. I toe hooked the crap out of this hybrid because I was trying to fade it off these bunkers because there's water left, and I was fortunate enough for this ball to like come within inches of going into the water, and just had to just pretty much punch it out back sideways to the fairway. And I had, I think, maybe like a 75 or 80-yard wedge shot in here. I took a sand wedge, probably about half to a three-quarter, and again, just hit it heavy. This was my wedges all day. I just kept hitting them heavy, and I just could not make good contact and hit the number that I needed to hit.
Hold down. Not nipped you.
And I can see it now in the video. When I go to pick this putt up, I almost collapsed. I've got a pretty strong left leg, and I don't stumble often. And I can see I'm trying to like play it off. I was really struggling here, and it was really tough to keep myself together, and to keep my body going. At this point in time, I had already drank a bunch of Gatorades and stuff like that. Just was not quite feeling it. Hit a really solid wedge here. One of the only wedges that I hit that was nice and solid. Not the only, but one of the few. Hit a really solid wedge there. And ended up putting myself in a good position with a left to right putt. And then bam, made this one for birdie. Like, it's just truly a roller coaster ride. It's birdies and doubles just all over the place.
No, not that far right.
This is a long par 4. You gotta hit a good drive. I did not. Which means that I was gonna be blocked out by these trees and have no chance of getting to this green. So I had to take a 5-iron and like low cut this one around the tree. I did actually a pretty good job of executing on the shot that I wanted to hit. I hit a low cut 5-iron and just kind of sliced it up there to the front side of the green to give myself a chance to try to save par. This wedge shot was halfway decent, but we're into win. I didn't quite get it the correct number, so I'm about 15, maybe 20 or so feet under the hole, and you're just not going to convert many 20-foot putts. But again, a lot of laggy 2 putts, getting it around the hole, and just, you know, just fighting my way through to prevent this round from just absolutely blowing up in my face. There was a fair bit of waiting on the back 9, front 9 for us because they started groups off of the front. So sorry, forgot to press record on this par 3. Wasn't that impressive of a shot. Ended up short of the green, and this is where my ball was. Bumbled it out of the fringe, and it's a little bit downhill, and it just scooted about maybe another 2 or 3 feet past where I thought it was going to go. And fortunately, my other playing partner hit this exact same putt, so I had the read. And had he not hit it, I would have not made it. Clearly fist bumping him to think it was a read.
100% off you.
So hard at the.
And we get to the 18th hole, and then this happened. So I wasn't kidding about the dehydration. I ended up pulling one of the nastiest cramps in my leg that I've probably ever had. I'm just going to fast forward through the video because this goes on for about 2.5 minutes. My right calf just locked up. Like, it just was a very bad day for me. Poor dehydration, or poor hydration. I limped myself through these last couple of shots. I was trying to fade this one into the green, ended up hitting it long into the bunker. I didn't record it because, again, at this point, I was just in pain. I wanted to go home. As you can see me limping there. I hit it out of the bunker, long onto the green. I'm about 60 some odd feet away from it right here. I just putted on down to the hole. Try to give myself a chance to, you know, get out of here with the bogey and salvage whatever I can with the score. But I think I end up missing this putt. Yes, I do miss this putt because it's a really snaky one. So a 3-putt to finish to end up making a double on the last hole. And yeah, that was my round. Ended up shooting 5 over on the back 9, front 9 of the course for us, and shot an 81. Unfortunately, I had to withdraw from the tournament because my leg the next day was just in so much pain, and the muscle was so sore. I decided not to risk injuring it any further, and I felt like I wanted to just share this video because they can't all be perfect. Take care of yourself out there. Thank you very much for watching my channel. Deuces, people. Let's keep it moving.